Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I had a request from a subscriber to do a quick and easy tutorial for applying false lashes. And so that's something that I struggled with quite a bit when I first started using false lashes, to the point where I got so frustrated that I didn't want to even use them anymore. And so I went years without using false lashes. And then of course, when the trend picked back up, I wanted to know how to use false lashes. So it's one of those things where practice makes perfect, but there really is an easy way to put them on. And so I am going to share that with y'all, and so hopefully this helps you out for putting on false lashes and not getting entirely frustrated and want to throw them away. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom you in. I'm just going to really show you what I use, how I put them on, and yes, I hope this helps you. Let's get started. Okay, so let me start by showing you what I use when I'm going to apply false lashes. I usually use the Ardell Demi Wispy lashes. They're super natural looking. I like to go dramatic as well, but if you are first starting out, I would highly, highly recommend that you pick up the most natural looking lashes possible, because they're going to be easier to practice with, easier to apply. And then once you get the hang of it with these, then you can move on to the more dramatic lashes. And there really won't even be extra work involved in you applying those, because you'll already have learned the trick to do it with these more natural ones. They're lighter, the band is a little bit thinner, so you can see they're really, really thin. They're very lightweight. And so these are the best ones to learn with. So I would suggest using those lashes first. Now, as far as lash glue, this is the one I have found that works the best. It's the one that I like the most, and it's by the brand Duo. It's not the one in the little squeezy tube, because that one stinks, and that one, when you try to squeeze it out onto the band, a lot comes out, and it's just hard to distribute evenly, and it takes a long time to get tacky. So this one comes like in a little tube, and then it's got like a little brush applicator that looks like this. So it makes it easier because you can just brush the glue onto the band of the lash. And this particular one dries very, or gets tacky very quickly, so I like it quite a bit because I can brush it onto the band of the lash, set it down, do the other one, and by the time I come back to my other lash, it's tacky and ready to go. So this is what the glue looks like. I buy it at my local grocery store. And it specifically is called the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins. The next thing you're going to want to use if you're starting out with lashes is this type of applicator. So they're like tweezers, but they're not. But they don't have a pointy tip, so you really don't risk poking your eye. And they're curved so that it grabs the lash in the shape that it is and makes it easier to pop on. I find it harder to use these, so I do use tweezers. I wouldn't recommend using these starting out because they have a sharper edge and you can poke your eye. And so this is what I use. These are the same tweezers that I use pretty much for everything else to pluck my eyebrows, but these work really, really well. These are the lacrosse tweezers. They're very precise, and so these are easier for me to set the lash onto my lid or to my lash line, but for starting out, I would highly recommend this. Now, this came in a set with some of those Ardell Demi Wispies. I think I got it at Ulta a few years ago, but you can really find it in a set that comes with lashes. So, and it's not expensive. I think it's like $5 for this and a couple of pair of lashes. Before I zoom you in, let me go ahead and apply the glue to the lash band, and that way, by the time I zoom you in, we can go ahead and just set those on. Okay, so just grab your lash, grab your glue, and I'll set the bottle down. I do go over the band a few times just to make sure it's fully coated, but really I just sweep that over, just coat it completely. I especially do the ends because they have been out and about, and then the corner, either the outer or the inner, will start to pop off, and it's just, if you don't have glue with you, if you can't, you know, if you don't have the time to reapply, then it makes it harder. So I just make sure that I coat the entire band, but especially the corners. Here's one of them, so I'm hoping you can see. There we go. So you see how it's fully coated. I've got that kind of white glue. Now it does look white, it dries clear, so there's nothing to worry about there. But I'm gonna set this down on just my little paper towel. And I'm going to start with the next one. And that way it gives that one a chance to get tacky. Same thing, I have coated this one with lash glue as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one to the side. And in fact, I'm going to put a little more on the edge of this one. Today is New Year's Eve, and so I want to make sure these are going to stay on late. Okay, the main trick for putting on lashes is to not get frustrated, because it is so easy to get frustrated. I know that firsthand. It's easy to like plop them on and okay, they're crooked, and you have time. From the time that your glue gets tacky, you have a little bit of time to work with it. So what we're going to do is you want to set the lash as close as you can to your lash line so that there's not like a separation of your lashes and then the band up here, because then that doesn't look natural. So you want to be sure you try and set the band as close to your lash line as possible. Now what I do is I set the middle down, and then once I've set that middle down, then I'm good. I can work with the corners. I have time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set it down in the middle. Then what we'll do is we'll pull that outer corner down, set it down closer to the lash line, then take the inner corner. So you kind of work it in 3 parts. The easiest time to do that is when the glue gets tacky. Again, that duo in the little tube, it takes forever to get tacky. So that's another thing that used to frustrate me, is it wouldn't be tacky, it'd really be too wet still, and I'd set it and it just wouldn't stay. And so then that just, I mean, it wears your patience out and can really turn you off on using false lashes. So let's go ahead and grab that first one. I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna go ahead and put these on. So I am gonna use my regular tweezers. Again, if you're a beginner, use those plastic ones instead. But I am going to grab the lash from the middle. And so you see how it's kind of closer to the top, but in the middle of the lash, because that gives me the most control. And so this one obviously is the one that it tapers in on the inner corner, so I know this one's for my right eye. Now this one's tacky and ready to go, so let's go ahead and put this on. I'm hoping I don't block your view. Let's see. Okay, so it's this eye. All right, so I am going to just set it down, just like that. See, I set it down. It's still lifted on both ends, but at least I have it, you know, I have something to work with now. So now let's go ahead and start with the outer corner. Let's put that down. Just grab it from the outer lashes right up here. So sometimes it kind of gets stuck to your lashes. Just while holding it with the tweezers, blink a little bit so it separates it. I have a little glue on my tweezers. You just sometimes have to wipe that off or it'll hang on to your lashes. So grab it from here, just set it down. That's all you have to do, is just set it down as close to the lash line as you can. You really don't have to move you don't have to pull either way, unless when you set it down in the middle, you set it down too far to where it's shorter over here and you're going to need to pull it over. Then all you have to do at that point is grab and pull a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's see if I can do it with you being able to see. I'm going to grab right here. Same thing. Just set them down. Just pull them down. See? Done. That's all I had to do. And again, one key part about that is because the glue was already tacky. It wasn't wet, so the lash wasn't sliding around. So that's it. Then what I do is I just kind of press down a little bit just to make sure that if there was any lifted area that it just stays down. Now, I will give you a little tip about these, and you can always do it with a Q-tip, but these little plastic applicators that I showed you, it has like a little thingy, a little slanted thingy on the other end. See how that's like that? Okay. What you can do is you can use that to just press down on the band to make sure that it adhered properly. So let's just go ahead and do that. And that's it. It's ready to go. So see how quick and easy that was? I mean, like less than, I don't know, 30 seconds. Your lash is already on, no frustration, no impatience. So now that we've done that one, the other one should be ready to go. So let's grab that one as well. And I can already tell the glue is very tacky. Same thing. I'm gonna grab it in the middle, just like that. kind of towards the top, and we're going to just place it on the middle of the lid, closest to the lash line. Okay, I've placed it in the middle. Again, the outer and inner, they're still lifted up, but that's okay, because I'm going to come over here, grab the outer, and just set it down. Just like that. Okay, now the inner corner's still sticking up. We just need to set it down there as well. Okay, since it's tacky, it stuck right away. And then I like to press a little bit. And this is exactly why I say, if you're a beginner, don't use these, because when you're pressing down, you don't want to make the mistake of, you could really scratch your eye and do damage. So press it down. In this case, let me switch it out to this little plastic thingy. Press down on the band. Okay, you're done. That's it. That's all there is. Let me zoom you back out so that we're not so in each other's faces. Okay, guys, so easy enough, right? It's not bad at all. Back in the day, I thought it was way worse and more work than what it really is. I also think that brands have come out with glues that are just, they make it so much easier. Like I said, this one, I have heard that the House of Lashes glue sold at Sephora is also just as amazing as this. So you may want to check that one out as well. This one's probably a little bit cheaper. This one I think was like $5 or $6. I want to say the other one might be 10 or 12. But I am just going to say, if it saves you irritation, impatience, frustration, paying a few extra dollars to get the glue that's really good is completely worth it. It will make all the difference in the world. So lashes can be a little bit intimidating. They don't have to be. So just so long as you don't think you have to, the first time you place it, that it all has to be perfect, you just need to work with it. You just place it in the middle, then work with the outer, work with the inner, and done. If you don't get it super, super close to the lash line, that's okay. I'm going to tell you what I do is I always add a little bit of mascara before I apply my lashes, because that helps my lashes kind of blend in with the false lashes and look a little more natural. So again, if you're starting out, use the natural lashes. I have been doing this for a while and I love the natural ones anyways, just because, if you're using them, I tend to use them on weekends and things like that. But if you're using them on a daily basis, you want to go with the natural ones anyways and save the more dramatic ones for special events or, evenings, things like that. So I hope that you have found this video helpful. I hope that it's really saved some frustration for those of y'all who are either starting out on lashes, gave up on lashes because you just could not get it right. So it's really quick and easy. It just takes practice. So just as with everything else. So let me give you the verse of the day before I let you go. Today comes from Psalm 147:3, and it says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." I just want to encourage you. I know today's the last day of 2016. If you've had a very rough year, if you've had a heartbreaking year, if you've had a loss, or just you've had really, one bad event after another, God sees that, and He is really the one that can heal those broken hearts. We can't. I know they say time heals, but it really is God who heals, and just give it to Him. And so we pray for an even better 2017. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. This way you're notified of any future videos I post. You can subscribe to my Instagram, and that is Michelle's Glamour. Or you can find me on Instagram. And if you did like this video and want to see more easy tutorials along these lines, just hit the thumbs up. And so that way I know that, that you are interested in more of these types of videos. All right, thank you so much. Bye.